Wow, looks like you found yourself a gem. You can keep that gem for your collection, try for the legendary Crown of Wonder, or I can buy it from you if you like. Let me see what I can offer. Don't see many of these around here anymore, especially since everybody's gone. Webkinz is where it all started for me. It was one of the first real video games I played all the way back in 2007 when I was only 4 years old. It was the birth of my username Nace4, and is a game I find myself going back to every once in a while to relive the glory days. I mean, sure I could talk to girls, but I already tried that. Hey. Something about being able to collect a physical toy, in this case a stuffed animal, and then also be able to take care of your pet in the form of a virtual video game set a standard in children's gaming. For instance, and forgive me for boring you with the details, but Webkinz was released in 2005, and since 2020 has been running not one, but 2 separate versions of the game. Webkinz Classic, which is what I'll be playing, and Webkinz Next, which I plan to visit in a future video. In similar comparison, companies like Build-A-Bear or Beanie Babies did hop on the trend in 2008, but with much less success. And I'm sure we all remember the big Toys to Life craze in the early 2010s with games like Skylanders or Disney Infinity sweeping the industry at the time, drying up both parents' and collectors' wallets. But so what if this sales tactic worked on my puny child mind? Telling a kid that they have too many Webkinz is like telling your dad that he has a drinking problem, they're just gonna demand another. Now yeah, in my case I have both, but it's not a problem because I'm aware of it. The therapist I refused to go to told me that acceptance is the first step in fixing the problem. As every good drunken father knows, the first step is to have a child to neglect, which is perfect because I had a few spare children up for adoption to choose from. Please welcome our new son JD to Webkinz world, named after a very important friend of mine, Jack Daniels. Now, the cool thing about adopting a child is you get money. And I understand it's a common misconception that you're supposed to use this to take care of the kid, but with the inflation rates in this game, I can't afford to furnish a new room. I mean, sure I can, but that's my hard-earned Kinz cash, and it's not easy to come by. Daily activities are probably your best bet at a good source of income. You can complete different monotonous tasks at the job center for the equivalent of pocket lint, better known as a taste of the real world. And speaking of the real world, you can send your pet to school in order to improve different skills like agility, creativity, or grooming. And for once in a kid's game, we're talking about hair. Taking classes at the Kinzville Academy slowly increases your level in the respective trait, which helps your pet compete better in competitions. This could be cooking, racing, or beauty pageants in either an official or quick competition. At first glance, this may seem like a good option, exploiting your child, or pet in this case, for a chance at 20,000 Kinz cash. Look, if toddlers and tiaras can get away with it, I think I'll manage. In reality, your best bet is coming in 3rd place in a quick competition, just barely making your money back. But hey, we can't all be winners, and this is apparent in several of the different daily tasks. For instance, at the Wish Factory, you can pick an item in the hope of winning the lottery and getting given it by the end of the day, and I guarantee you that wish will never come true. Additionally, Alyssa's Star Challenge left me empty-handed on several different days.
Oh well, nothing today. Searching for stars isn't simple.
What was the point of the shooting
Come back tomorrow
star?
for another chance to add a star to your collection.
What? I just got scammed.
I will say, however, my personal favorite location, the Curio Shop, never disappoints. Sure, you might get a gem you've already found or slag, but let's be honest, the best part of the Curio Shop is Art's rare collectibles that change every hour, possibly offering special items. But nothing is more rewarding than the playable once-per-day arcade games. I'm talking Wheel of WoW and the Wishing Well 2. You are nearly guaranteed to earn a decent amount of cash or a free item for no work whatsoever.
Yo! I am so good.
The other 2 daily arcade games are Jumbleberry Fields and Shopping Spree, but those are in a category of their own, rewarding the player with exclusive items over a period of time.
God damn it. God damn it. Oh, please. God damn it.
Although these are some of the most popular games offered at the arcade, it feels unfair to at least not play through all of them once. Which is why I had the brilliant idea of going through, playing them one time, no redos, no second chances, just brute forcing it, and that is what I base my opinion off of. So please bear with me while I go through the 42 non-deluxe games offered at the arcade, and if you don't want to watch this, just skip ahead to the next part of the video. Goody Gumdrops is repetitive and boring, but you make money pretty easily overall. However, it's just not fun. Polar Plunge is one of my favorite games at the arcade. It's just a shame that I lost in the first obstacle. Cash Cow, along with all the games that had a difficulty setting, I played on the hardest mode, and with that being said, I have written in my notes why and I'm sorry. Smoothie Moves is a game that can go on for quite a while, but it's fun, simple, and is a great source of Kinz cash. Wacky Zingo is short and pretty fun, but how do people do exceptionally well at this? I just don't get it. Ant Mania Picnic 2 is okay, I guess. Atlantiles is not terrible, but not good. Bonanza is a weird game with really poor timing, and because of that, it's bad. Booger Gets an A is math related, so to all my girl mathers out there, it just might not be the one for you. But it is a great source of money, and if you click all the smaller numbers first, it goes by really fast as well. Candy Bash is not great, and I fear that that's the wrong opinion, so I'm sorry. Candy Bash 2, on the other hand, is somehow better, but overall just pretty boring. Cash Cow 2 is leagues better than the first version, and although you could play the right way, spam clicking works well enough. Color Storm is pretty much just a reverse version of Tetris, but I made it pretty far despite the game being rather boring. Flutterbugged I feel like could be a great game, but despite me looking at the rules, I still managed to play the game the complete wrong way. Go Go Googles, on the other hand, is just... wow. I was genuinely upset when I lost, and I want more of this game. The tree's hot, 9 out of 10. Goober's Atomic Adventure is basically just Candy Crush, but it's still good. Goober's Lab is just a dumbed down version of Goober's Atomic Adventure, and Home Before Dark will always be a masterpiece. I do not care. It's the best game here, shut up. In comparison, Hoppy Little Rocket Ship had me confused because I was losing frames, so I played it a second time and realized the game just runs terribly. Hungry Hog is outdated. I'm sorry, it genuinely hurts me, it's just hard to play. Lily Pads is simple and is surprisingly a good source of Kinz Cash. Dex Dangerous is a classic, there's no doubt about it, but why in the later levels are they just blatantly unfair? I didn't get a single power-up to help me with the asteroids hurtling towards me, not to mention the giant ships that showed up all at once. Lunch Letters is a typing game, and for my fellow dyslexic brethren out there, no, this was not easy, and it's not just because I played on hard mode. Roll Call is simple and nice. Operation Gumball can suck my Pet Picnic Parade took way too damn long and was not worth it at all. Picnic was just Snake but with ants, and Hungry Hog 2 was definitely an improvement from the original, 5 out of 10. Papa's Pizza Palace is good but can be very stressful at times. I was ready to play for a bit longer, but the game timed out while I went to eat dinner, and like I said, one attempt only.
Damn, I had to go to dinner and it kicked me out. Fuck.
Polar Berry Jam is fun and different, especially when compared to the others at the arcade, but in reality, the game's just okay. Solitaire is not real solitaire and I hate it, and Tile Tower was the first game I rage quit because I found it so unfun, 0 out of 10. Triple Strike Solitaire is still not real solitaire, and Bonanza Tropic Troubles, although better than the first, is still not great. Tulip Trouble, on the other hand, is not bad. It's pretty simple, and if I didn't have such a stark downfall, I'd probably rate it better. Wacky Zingo Extreme is Wacky Zingo, but with power-ups, and unfortunately, I prefer the original. Wacky Bullseye Batter is a pretty good time. The game is easy, and all you have to do is click in a tiny box, but once again, I had a string of failures that led to the game ending. Wacky Zingo, in my opinion, was up there for one of the most enjoyable experiences I had. I had a few lucky moments keeping me in the game, and was interested throughout the whole time. It was a pretty good source of Kinz Cash for what it was, but as per usual, I fumbled hard in the end, causing me to lose. Webkinz Rally just kinda sucks, and I think it's funny that I was given a warning telling me I need a good computer for it to run properly, just to be introduced to this. Scrambled is seemingly an omelet version of Pizza Palace, but for some reason there was no sound whatsoever, and eventually drove me so mad, I just gave up, 3 out of 10.
I quit my job. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it.
Where's Wacky is a basic game that I probably would have performed better in if I was actually paying attention towards the end. And finally, Pumpkin Patch Collector wasn't that bad, but kinda made me feel like I was in the movie The Birds. Now you may be wondering why not all the games were rated out of 10, or why some of my comments on them were a little bit strange. And let's just say the Sean that was recording the gameplay and writing the notes got a little bit too much into character. But Drunken Sean aside, this isn't everything. Some of my favorite Webkinz games were offered as board games your pet could have in their room. This included games like Dogbeard's Bathtub Battles, Checkers, Linked, Pool, Zingo's Switcheroos, Skunk Sweeper, and my personal favorites being Air Hockey and Farming Frenzy. You could play against other players, which to be fair is harder to do nowadays, or play against the computer. But there's one CPU younger me was never able to beat, and I crave redemption. Air Hockey has 3 difficulties, and the hard mode robot has haunted me for years. I played practice matches with the easy and medium CPUs to very limited success, but nonetheless, it was time for battle, and with only one chance to finally overcome my greatest challenge, it was quite a back and forth.
Yeah, I just scored a point on the hard mode opponent PC thing. Yeah. Fuck.
But if I've learned anything since my last match, it's to always stay calm and remain patient. Just when it looked like I once again would be my own downfall, I managed to persist through with the power of love and friendship from my old buddy Green Beans, and finally conquered one of my life's longest challenges.
You stupid robot! Let's f***ing go.
What can I say? I was excited. Which is why after my big win, I decided to head over to one of my favorite places. The clubhouse is home to a handful of different rooms, some of which are for players who might not have kitchens, others are to play board games against each other, and there's even a room that changes based on the current in-game events. But there's always been one clubhouse that meant more to me than all the others, the trading rooms. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the trading rooms, let me explain. You and the person you're trading with can put up a maximum of 3 items each, and you can point out what you like or dislike in the end of hopefully getting a trade that you're happy with. But that's boring and wrong because in reality, this is gambling. Buy low, sell high, that's the name of the game. Now that I said it out loud, I guess it's more like stocks, but hear me out. You buy a bunch of cheap things that look cool in the hopes of trading up for some actually good items, and then try your best to scam as many people as possible. Sometimes it works out, other times it doesn't, but it's addicting and I find myself accidentally spending hours here at a time. Around this time, I checked the map to see if there was any special locations I was missing, and although I have the unfortunate news that both Dr. Quack's clinic and the Hamster's Amazing World has been shut down, both Adventure and Kinzville Park are still open. Kinzville Park didn't have much going on, mostly just another space where you can find board games that you might not own, but for whatever reason, Art is now running for mayor, and as of right now, you can support his campaign by talking to him here. Adventure Park, on the other hand, has constant missions where you can be rewarded in Kinz Cash or even different items. There's a handful of unique characters, and although they send you on a bit of a wild goose chase with tasks, seriously, they made me go back and play Tile Tower again. It was a tragedy. The only way it could be worse is if it happened twice.
Tile Tower. Is this the game I hate? Oh, they got my ass. They actually got my ass.
To help with certain quests, you have 10 digs per day, which in certain areas can grant you quest items, money, or in my case, a lot of furniture. And honestly, regardless if some of the items weren't great, I still got a lot of them. Between all the items I got through trading or digging up at Adventure Park, along with all the Kinz Cash I earned from different games, I think it's time to do a little redecorating. Although it's not much, I wanted to update a few of my old pets' rooms, and even take some time to do some shopping for JD, because at this point, he deserves something.
Because I don't really look here that often. It's my fault, I get. What? Hold on a second. Why is it like anime girls? What? Who would buy that? That's crazy.
So that was Webkinz. By far, it's one of my favorite online kids games, and I don't care if that's nostalgia driven. The curio shop is iconic, and some of the lines that the characters have just always will hold a special place in my heart. There was a few things I wasn't able to do due to a lack of membership, but in reality, it's not that much. Sure, you can't buy certain furniture or clothing items, go to the vacation island, or even play certain arcade games, but in reality, it only affects about 20% of your experience. Maybe 40% if you don't have a pet adopted within the last year, but it's not a huge change. What I will stand by, however, is the inflation rates in this game because things are expensive. Sure, there's the luxury Kinz style shop, but even just from the normal Kinz style outlet, things can be hundreds of dollars. And wanting something like a bed or fridge from the W shop could easily run you into the thousands. And the loss of Amazing Hamsters, a completely different world that worked alongside Webkinz but with different content, it's just really sad to see go, especially since we somehow still have, what is it, fucking Zoom World? I don't know. I don't know what the Zoomware? Who the fuck, what the fuck is that? You can't even watch the TV anymore, making shows like Monkey and Secret Chef lost to time. Lastly, for anyone wondering, Music Stars is still a thing if you're someone who's into cringy Webkinz songs. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you making it this far in the video. Please bear with me for the near future as I actually have plans to upload, and I'm trying to fix the upload schedule, guys. You have to believe me. I have a capture card where Metopia is coming eventually, but soon enough, I swear. I'm sorry, I'm finishing up college, my internship's ending, I'm going back to being unemployed. Thank you guys, I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys around. Bye. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.